My name is Doane, and I work in the Richmond office at EAB. I've been here for about 6.5 years, and I've been in the project management role ever since I first started. Before I was at EAB, though, I grew up in a small town called Galax, Virginia. It's in the southwestern portion of the state, and there were about 7,000 people there when I was growing up. Galax was largely based as a furniture factory or a manufacturing town. That was the way it was for many, many years. Growing up, my mom, she always worked at the furniture factory. She had a high school education, but didn't go to college. And so every morning, I would get up about 6:30, ride to work with her. And I would remember, passing the furniture factories along the way. And I remember very, very vividly, she stopped one day and she said, I want to ask you something. And really, my mom very rarely asked anything of me or my brother, who is older anyway. But she said, I want you to go to college. That's the ask that I have of you. And I remember that very vividly. She said, if you get a college education, you'll have the opportunity to leave this town if that's what you want to do. She said it's something that I never did, and so I at least want you to have that opportunity so that you don't have to work in a furniture factory if you don't want to. And she never put that down, or she was never even put down for working in a furniture factory, but she at least wanted me to have the opportunities that she wasn't afforded. So in her mind, education was really the way out. And even though that talk was when I was really young, I was still in elementary school at the time, it stuck with me over time. When I got to high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with the rest of my life, and I'll be honest, I'm still working that one out now. My local community college was nearby, and so I knew that out of high school, in order to save some money, I could go there, at least take my gen ed classes and get those out of the way and figure out what I wanted to do and where I wanted to go to transfers. However, my best friend, he asked me to help him move into college. And so when he was going to a four-year university that wasn't terribly far from my hometown, and when we got there that day, it was definitely one of the aha moments of my life. That day, I knew that I was supposed to be there. I was supposed to be in that environment. That was the college, that was the four-year university anyway, that I was supposed to go to. After the first semester at community college, I applied to this four-year university. I really wanted to go there, and I was denied. And so I didn't think much about it because I knew that this four-year university didn't take a lot of first-semester transfers. And so I completed my second semester, and after that second semester, I was really jazzed because I thought, okay, now's the time I can go. Completed a year. I've got most of my gen ed classes out of the way, and I've got a better idea about what I want to major in now, so I can go to this four-year university. So I applied again, and I was denied. And so, not easily discouraged, I applied again after my third semester there, and I was denied again. I had a B average, so I really didn't understand the rejection. So the next best step that I thought I could do was go meet with the head of undergraduate admissions so I could figure out, what else do I need to do in order to be accepted here. And I remember walking across campus, and I remember walking into the admissions department and stuff like that, and sat down across the desk from this lady, and I had what I considered to be a pretty productive conversation. She asked me a lot of questions about myself. She asked me, what I was interested in doing and things of that nature. And at the end of the meeting, I'll never forget, she kind of leaned up and she looked across her desk at me and she said, maybe you should consider other schools. I'm just not sure you're the right material for this school. I just said, oh, okay. I said, I'm not sure that I understand that. I said, but, if there's a way I can help make my case or anything like that, would it be okay if I sent letters of recommendation with my application? And she said, yeah, sure, go ahead, that's fine. We always accept those. After that day, I went back to my hometown, and anybody that I knew that had graduated from that institution, I started asking for a letter of recommendation. Honestly, even the mayor of my town wrote a letter of recommendation for me. So he was the only person who was not an alum that had written a letter for me at the time. After 32 letters of recommendation were sent in on my behalf, I got a call from the director of undergraduate admission, and she said, I want to congratulate you. You've been accepted to the school. And, of course, I was thrilled. She did ask me, though, if I would please discontinue sending any further letters of recommendation. I told her that, I couldn't stop the ones that were already in the mail. However, I wouldn't ask for a reference from anyone else. A few years later, I graduated from that 4-year university, and I truly believe that the education that I was afforded and everything that I've learned is a direct result of that advice that my mom gave me. There's many places you could go to work in Richmond. I could work for, a credit card company, or I could work for a different marketing agency. There's a ton of them here, but I really do believe in the mission of what we do. And with EAB, this is what I'm really committed to helping first-generation students accomplish. A lot of our work here is for colleges and universities that aren't in the mainstream, and that's fine. My, ideal day here is that I come in and we send an email or a letter or some form of communication to a high school student doing the morning shift with their mom, and it sparked a conversation between them and their parents.